Alright everybody, I know I've been gone for a while, but I'm writing this message, doing this video to kind of address some of the private messages I've been getting on in my inbox. People asking about their suspension faults. So let me actually I'm in the sun. Let me put it out of the sun. See if I can get a better view here. Not in the, there we go. Alright. Roll the windows up. Alright, you see right here, right? Okay, we have your home screen. We're going to go into 4x4 info. Alright. Let's see here. Now, you can see, X out the way. You can see how my two front tires are flashing there. That's because I have the truck lowered all the way down, and I'm actually on a kind of a reverse incline, if you will. I came out my driveway and I'm kind of backing out, so I'm in the kind of crevice of my driveway to where the front of the vehicle is lower. So that's what you actually want to look at though. When you have it in 4x4 mode, you can see what your tires are doing. You know, it'll tell you exactly what you're doing. It'll see how it shows my tires are turned to the right. If I turn this way, you see them start going to the left. This will tell you everything that your tires and your suspension is doing. Right now, as you can see, I'm sorry about that glare on the screen. I don't know what the hell that is. But as you can see right now, it's saying I'm kind of out of range, if you will. If you see any red flashing on your graph there, that means you're kind of out of range. I'm doing the air quotation marks. It's just the way my vehicle is sitting right now. You know, but if I raise it up, like I'm doing right now, and you'll see it straightens itself out. See that? Now it's going to find itself, it's going to level itself out to where it wants to be straight. Anybody who has one of these vehicles know that the vehicle always wants to be level. Now, when you get a suspension fault, and a lot of people, like, your suspension dumps all the air out and you're down on your bump stops, the reason being is 9 times out of 10, actually would be even more accurate than that, 99 times out of 100, one of your ride height sensors is out. The best way to check that out is go into the screen right here, and you'll see one of the tires doing some off the wall stuff. You can actually see it visually. If your front right or your front left is way high up in the air when you're driving, even though you have it set at normal ride height, 9 times out of 10 that sensor is out. If you see one side really high, one in the opposite corner really low, some people think it's a corner that's really low, but it's actually the other side that's too high, and it's pushing that corner down, almost like a seesaw, if you will. So the first thing you want to check is, believe it or not, is make sure your battery is strong. If you have a weak battery, these cars are real fickle, and it will actually start throwing all types of codes and whatnot. And a suspension fault is one of the main codes it can throw. So check your battery, make sure you have a good strong battery, and make sure alternator's putting out enough juice. If it's not, change it out. It's a pain in the butt to change alternators on these things. Trust me, I've done it. I mean, it's not hard, but it's not easy either, if that makes any sense at all. It's a pain in the butt. It'll have you saying every cuss word under the sun. But make sure your battery and your alternator is strong. You know, it's that's the main thing, believe it or not. It'll throw codes like crazy, all types of faults. And I threw a fault a couple months ago, and that's the first thing I did. I checked my battery and alternator, and I just ended up swapping them both out just cause. And then lo and behold, my vehicle was riding weird again, and actually this tire right here, that front left one, was the culprit. The ride height sensor on that side was the culprit. It kept riding up really high on that end and pushing the bottom down, and I would be driving down the street and the fault would kick in and it would sit the car all the way down to the bump stops. Yeah, you can turn the vehicle off, start it back up, it'll fix itself but only for a few minutes. You know, I've known people that've called me that were a couple hundred miles away from the house asking could I help them, you know. But believe it or not, 99 times out of 100, it is a daggone ride height sensor. The corner of every vehicle has one, and it takes all of 5 minutes to swap out. It's about a $50 part at the dealership, and trust me, it's like night and day. Once you replace it, don't listen to the dealership. They'll say you have to bring it in and get your suspension calibrated. No, you do not. You do not have to do that. Make sure your vehicle battery is disconnected. You swap that daggone sensor out, plug it back up, and the vehicle will adjust itself, because it has its own, believe it or not, the suspension has its own ECU, and it will adjust itself accordingly by swapping that sensor out. They'll tell you, oh, bring it in for calibration. No, you don't have to. You can swap that sensor out, and it'll fix itself. And I'll show you again. I'm gonna dump it down. You can see my tires. See? And back up again. And it even says it right there, raising. So that's a good way, you know, if you're having suspension faults, go into the screen right here and check. I'm actually gonna dig in my garage and look for my the old sensor, and I'll show you guys what it looks like. But it's you can't miss it. It's like a little rectangle box with a arm on the end of it. It's like a swivel arm, and it'll attach one to the frame, one to the whatever. I don't know. I'm a loss for words right now. And it takes all of 5 minutes to swap out, believe it or not. It's not hard at all. It doesn't take, you know, any type of mechanical genius to do it. You know, you can actually, my 12-year-old is actually able to do it, believe it or not. But yeah, so if you're getting suspension faults, check that battery first, check the alternator first before you run to the dealership trying to, you know, and they'll try to probably beat you out of replacing the daggone bags and all that. That's not the problem. First thing you want to check is that battery and the alternator. And then also go into this screen right here and see what tire's doing really weird, because if one of them is off, you'll see like one of the tires way down here, like it's bouncing off the road, believe it or not. It'll be way down here, and these will be sitting up there, this one will be bouncing way down here, and that's the one that has the bad sensor, because especially if it's riding really high, it thinks that it's low. It's going to keep trying to compensate to put it high, to put it level, all the while it's way out of whack. So hope that helps some of you guys who've been sending me private messages. Maybe I'll do another video and cut this one down. It's kind of long, I'm not sure. It's actually longer than 8 minutes now. But anyways, any questions, you know, hit me up. I respond pretty quick if somebody writes me, especially about Range Rover, Land Rover, you know. So yeah, you guys be good.